Water levels at Venezuela's Lagartijo reservoir have reached record lows, forcing the government to start emergency rationing in Caracas. The government says this is a consequence of climate change. Martin Markowitz reports.
Like many Caraqueños, Beatriz Torres now has to depend on this mountain spring to get water for her home and family.
I come here every 20 days or when we need it. Right now, we haven't had any water for 18 days.
These conditions turned her household of 6 upside down as they have struggled to adapt to the limited water available.
It is a problem when you have to go to the toilet, when you cook, you have to wash things. When you take a shower, you need to make sure you have enough water to flush the toilet because you have to use as little as you can.
Beatriz's daily struggle will now become common for many of Caracas's 6 million residents. With a record drought plaguing Venezuela, authorities have now implemented an emergency rationing plan that will leave some residents without water for as much as 3 days a week, while other people will only have water daily for just a few hours.
This is happening strictly due to the climate. We have had a particularly dry 2014. When you compare it to 2013, we are indeed going through an important drought. We've been going through the dry season, but this has been an intense one. Therefore, this has obligated us to present a special supply program beginning this week.
But Venezuela's water problems are nothing new. Due to poor urban planning, many of the slums are without water for months at a time, making people dependent on water trucks that come periodically to the neighborhoods. Government critics point out that in the 15 years that President Nicolas Maduro and his predecessor, Hugo Chavez, have been in power, not one new reservoir has been built. They also say that the government has not adequately maintained the infrastructure of the country's water supply.
It's not only the lack of maintenance, but also the lack of investment in the infrastructure. Caracas is a city that has grown in the past. We have a bigger demand for water, and the government needs to come up with the necessary policies to satisfy it.
The government expects the water at the Lagartijo reservoir to reach normal levels by August or September. Until then, Caracas will be a good example to what many cities may have to do in the future as droughts become more common. Martin Markowitz, CCTV, Caracas.